Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Third Wednesday webinar. I'm your host, Mohamed Hamad from Third Wonder, and today we have a special guest, Sanjay Mayar, who is VP of Growth and Marketing at Imajery. I've known Sanjay for years. He's been an exceptional influence in my understanding of digital ads and paid advertising and performance marketing. And we've got a lovely chat today talking about how AI has influenced performance marketing in the last while. But before we get started, if you'd like to introduce yourself, Sanjay.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, Mo. Good to chat with you. So I've been in performance marketing for about 20 years now, give or take, in one shape or another. I've worked and led the marketing departments of different startups in Montreal, from online dating to fintech to luxury travel. For the last 10 years, I've been involved with Imajery. Helping to become a leading performance marketing agency in Montreal. Very proud of the work we do. Very happy to have done some great work with some great clients. Built an outstanding team. Happy to chat with you today about and geek out about performance marketing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to geek out on, and there is, as with everything, AI and it's infiltrated pretty much every scope of anything digital these days. And one of the things around performance marketing, looking at the last announcement from Google and what they've been injecting it for the last while, from like things like machine learning, influencing how the ads are being displayed to different audiences and all of that. But now it's taken a step further. And I just wanted to get your feeling of like how it's changed the way you work or how you deal with ads in general. Like where do you even start with that?
Yeah, it's been transformative, and it's funny because to performance marketers, it's been a huge part of how we make decisions, how we show value to clients, how we structure campaigns, how we invest client ad spend. You know, when ChatGPT came out about a couple of years ago, and then AI became the hot topic of conversation. It almost seemed like AI took over, overnight as like the major force. But anyone who's been on social media and has their content feeds shown to them, anyone who's done a search on Google, anyone who uses Netflix, Amazon, we've all been experiencing AI in the form of machine learning for years, right? Anytime there's sort of curated content or decisions made about how do we match the right thing, whether it's an ad or a show, with the right person in order to get them to take the right action, right? So the way performance marketers, we used to do that was a lot of number crunching and a lot of experimentation. So we'd build out our audiences, we'd find the exact right creative, we'd test the heck out of everything, we'd make decisions quickly with the amount of information we had. We find something good and then we scale it out. So AI has had, for the last 5 to 7 years, taken over a lot of that manual work for us. Mm-hmm. And our role has shifted from like an army of number crunchers and a lot of people that can make decisions with the limited amount of data we have, and then take action with the limited amount of targeting we have, to really about how do we feed the maximum amount of information to the algorithms, to feed the machine learning so that it can make the best decisions that we used to do more quickly, more efficiently, more effectively, and at scale. And so when we started certainly in imagery, but just in the performance marketing in general, when we adopted that mind shift from how do we train people to be really good number crunchers to how do we restructure, rethink, and feed the right data to AI across Google, Meta, you name it. That was a big game changer for us. That was huge.
Okay. So, you mentioned that it's helped you deal with large sets of data, taken the burden of number crunching to a certain degree. But in what other ways has it taken over, and what is it that you still want to maintain overview and oversight on? It feels like there's a fine balance between just a complete automation and complete manual work, and where does that line lie in your side of things?
Yeah. So ultimately, what we want to do is be able to drive the most amount of whatever the client wants, sales, revenue, lead, whatever, for the least amount of investment, and we want to do that consistently. So we as in humans will always own um, the accountability, right? If what we're doing isn't working, that's on us. We can't blame the tools. So and then in order to be sure that we're accountable, we need to ensure that we're the ones making the decision about how things are deployed. So we make calls on strategy. We make calls on where the investment is going to be. Are we pushing on YouTube, or are we pushing on Meta ads? Do we explore TikTok, or do we throw everything to shopping ads? Right. So we'll have to make calls on where we deploy that investment, who we want to see those types of ads, what messaging do we want them to get. We look at their behavior when they interact with the ads, when they come to the website, and then we decide where in that process things need to be optimized. Do we need to fix the audience? Do we need to solve for a creative? Do we need to rethink the actual tactics themselves? So AI has been instrumental in distribution. So taking our media plan and our strategy and then distributing it to the right people in a way that's cost effective, but also at scale and at reach. It's also really effective in being able to make decisions a lot more quickly than we can about who should see what, how should we change our bids. But it's not a substitute for sort of really getting into the core business objective and then turning that into a media plan to business strategy and then executing it there. So that's the first differentiator. The other big differentiator is recognizing how the things that used to make us good performance marketers, 10 years ago, 7 years ago, aren't the same things. So whereas we used to sit down with a client or sit down with the business leader and then try to decide, based on demographics, based on past purchasers, based on all this other criteria, who should see the ad and what should the ad say. Now we can let AI make those decisions for us a lot cleaner and a lot faster. And it sort of makes sense just because I happen to be male, over 40, living in the suburbs, doesn't mean that my behaviors and my actions are going to be aligned with every other male who's over 40 who lives in the suburbs, right? Like we're not this homogenous group that just acts and thinks the same way, right? So demographics are important. They're not the main predictor of what action I'm going to take, right? There's all these other variables and factors that could lead machine learning into making a decision about what my behavior will be, right? And a person or an army of people can't look at all that data and then decide in real time, with a degree of confidence, what action I'm going to take, whereas AI can. So really, it's been about acknowledging and then leaning into that shift in decision making.
So what you're saying is AI's got an insane amount of data that has been collected by the different platforms, so it can, to a certain degree, make some more informed decisions better than, let's say, some like a performance marketer that might be limited in view and scope of what certain demographics in niche areas, could be.
Yeah, in a nutshell, right? So we used to try to identify certain dimensions as predictors of behavior. So
Mhm.
age, income, location, device, um, the cohort or the people that people hang out with, the content that people consume. So if we want to target someone who wants to buy a car, let's say, there are a lot of signals that that person will give out before they go and purchase a car, right? They'll do their research. They'll go to different car dealerships. They'll read up about different models, fuel types, whatever it is, right? So all that behavior is shown online. So traditionally, the way that performance marketers would go and target those people who are interested in the car is try to identify all the signals based on how the user's acting, and whatever other sort of fixed criteria they have, location, age, whatever else. AI can do that way better, way faster, way smarter than any person, right? And it looks at those signals that we would typically have and dozens more, in order to build a profile of someone who has a high intent to purchase, is in research mode, or is just a car enthusiast that happens to like read
Yeah,
magazines.
yeah. No, that's super interesting. Um, okay, I mean, like, there's a lot of positives to how AI can be implemented. But looking back at, let's say Google's I/O a couple months ago, where they unveiled a whole slew of new tools and new features within their ads platform, and it seems like they're trying to make it look like the promise of AI within ads is that you can just offload everything to the AI, and it's going to create the creative and the copy, and choose the audiences and all of that. And like, how much of that is hype and how much of that is something that is useful? I mean, obviously, we don't want to rely uh, on AI for everything, but when it comes to, let's say, the creative, like, where do you go there?
Yeah, great question. It's Google especially will talk out of both sides of their mouth, where on one side, they're promising us, performance marketing is going to be like a self-driving car where all you have to do is just give us money and sit back and we'll do the driving. And on the other hand, they're trying to, encourage us to adopt these incredibly sophisticated tools that, really you need tons of experience, tons of exposure to and training to in order to master, right? So it's a hats off to them for being able to push out both those narratives at the same time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, creative is the most critical piece, and I love that you brought it up because we certainly in imagery we really feel it's often overlooked, or often treated as a secondary consideration, and it's absolutely the primary. And I think AI, as a toolkit with
Mhm.
respect to creative, is massive. I think it's a good co-pilot. I think it's a great producer. I think it's really strong for output, whether it's copy, whether it's images, whether it's video, whatever it is. It allows us to iterate. It allows us to generate things at scale more cheaply. It's great for the client. It's great for us because we can test things out. Um, it's no substitute for authenticity, for having a strong hook, for being able to tell a story well with creative. That's where maybe it's a callback to the Mad Men type of marketing,
Mhm.
but that's where performance marketers have an opportunity to step in, right? Continue to manage machine learning and AI in platforms because it's here, but at the same time, own the creative process and being able to speak to that, both for cost effectiveness, but also for the quality of creatives. Use AI as a tool, but we call the shots on and with the client on creative.
Yeah, I mean, across the board, AI's promise is that it's going to take over everything, that it's going to create all your social media assets and all your content and write your blogs for you. And there is this dangerous message out there that, you just can let it do its thing without oversight. And there is that garbage in, garbage out situation that happens. But to your point, if you have someone in the driver's seat that knows what they're doing, they can use it as a co-pilot, as a tool to speed things up. I want to kind of step back out of the AI conversation there. And there is a conversation around privacy and attribution in ads. I mean, AI brings in a whole different dimension, but we're going into a new world around performance marketing with the world going cookieless at some point. I'm not sure exactly when that is. It's always being delayed. But yeah, where do you see that going, and what's your views on it?
It's like this. Nobody wants to be, no platform, and certainly no advertiser wants to be the privacy, bad guy, right? So back in the day, Meta got slapped with a lot of violations of misusing users' data. Google got slapped with it as well. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble with this. I remember talking to one of my Google reps back in the day about, I don't know, remarketing or something. We were asking about, well, why can't we do this? Like, you guys have this amount, Google, you guys have this amount of info, you can do this, you have this platform. Why can't we link the two together, right? And we were asking about some sort of targeting capability. And the rep looked at us and said, just because we can do something doesn't mean we will. The amount of information that these ad platforms have about all of us, relative to the level of targeting that they'll allow advertisers to do, is wild. So absolutely, data helps us make better decisions. Ad platforms know that better than anybody. There's this real conflict between users wanting privacy, but at the same time, wanting to avail themselves to free services. So, how do you square the circle of wanting to use Google Maps, but also wanting to keep your privacy? Wanting to do on platforms like Instagram and TikTok, but wanting to maintain your privacy, right? And so, I don't think it's really been solved. I think it's a whole discussion about whether it's regulation or whether there's an inherent responsibility for the platforms to give users better options, whether users need to govern themselves. I will say, from a performance marketing standpoint, we need data in order to make decisions, right? Most of the data we get is anonymized. So I wouldn't be able to run an ad specifically for you, Mo. But we can do a lot with the information we have, even when it is anonymized. And I agree. I think the days of cookies are numbered, certainly in the way that we've been using them for the last 20 years. Different regions have a lot of different rules. Certainly in Quebec, we have regulations similar to what they have in California and in Europe, and it's been a big struggle for us to be able to show clients the value of this ad led to this action, led to this purchase or lead, when we live in a world that's increasingly becoming more hostile to cookies. So we've developed a lot of proprietary ways to be fully compliant with the law, fully compliant with ad platforms' use of cookies, but also be able to continue doing the things that clients pay us for, which is to serve the right ads to the right people to get them to drive actions, right? And it's a combination of of taking that data and exporting it back into the ad platforms. So again, machine learning can do a lot of this decision making. We've used server side tracking to again stay compliant with cookie policies, but also be able to leverage that data in decision making. So I think there'll be more stringent cookie policies where whether browsers reject them, ad platforms reject them, or governments reject them. And I do think there'll be innovators on the ad side, whether it comes from agencies or retailers or the ad ecosystem in general, to find ways to still do what we need to do. It's a really interesting time to be a marketer. And to watch this disconnect between users wanting to have privacy, governments wanting to safeguard it, but machine learning being insatiably hungry for more data to be able to do what it does.
I'm wondering if the ad platforms themselves and the big companies that are collecting all of this data are, to a certain degree, moving towards the cookieless world where all of the tracking data that we're used to is not available to us as the end marketer in the pipeline, but it is still available to the big machine learning algorithms and the AI algorithms, and they're using that to shift the decision making over onto their side, as opposed to and building out their analytical tools and their AI decision making tools versus putting keeping us in the driver's seat as marketers and performance marketers. What do you think of that?
I think it's interesting. I think whether we have data that comes to us via cookies or whether we have data that comes to us somewhere else, I do think it's important to keep that data anonymized. Again, I don't want to have access to individuals' actions. It's too much power for one agency to have. So we don't want it. It makes me think of how Google was faced with a challenge and a need to find a different solution other than cookie targeting in order to be compliant with European laws. So, they came up with this plan to deprecate cookies in GA4, Chrome, etc., and then used a combination of model data in order to allow advertisers to do tracking, still use great tools like Performance Max and AI search and demand gen and all this cool stuff. But also be compliant with what the European regulators wanted. And then this committee looked at their plan, which involved taking data from and signals from YouTube, Chrome, Google Search, users' phones, Google Maps, whatever, which is what Google's plan was, to build a modeled set of data and identify users not based on cookies, but based on their Google activity, which is pretty vast. And then so the committee looked at this and said, well, that's way more invasive than cookie tracking. Yeah. So we're not going down that route. Again, I think this conflict between the capabilities of these behemoths of these platforms versus the public's appetite to balance their privacy concerns, it needs to be solved. I think it's going to be an evolving conversation. Yeah. I think for people that are concerned about their privacy, it'll be up to themselves to decide how much they want to share, and there are actions you can take, whether it's switching browsers or whatever. But the amount of information that's out there that can be actioned, monetized by platforms is massive. So, in the end, I kind of think it serves a strong purpose. I like getting better ads and more relevant ads. If you're planning a vacation and you go on, a travel site, you're looking at flights, hotels, whatever it is, this all happened to us. You're going to get bombarded with ads for like a month, 2 months after about flights, hotels, rental cars, this, that, whatever, right? I would love to use that to my advantage as a consumer. I'd rather get advertisers competing for my consumer spend, showing me the best deals possible, the most relevant destinations possible, the best possible flights, all that kind of good stuff. And I think it's up to retailers, brands, advertisers, not to do crappy ads
Yeah.
with the incredible array of tools that we have. And I think more relevant ads to the right type of user, it would drive a very different type of consumer reaction.
Absolutely. I've got a couple of questions from our guests here, and all right. So
Let's go.
How reliable do you find the AI responses? And among the AI tools, which ones do you find the most reliable? I feel like this is a very open question about pretty much AI platforms in general. But in your perspective, what do you think?
I really personally I use Gemini and ChatGPT. I don't know how reliable I'd call them. It's hard to say. I think they both have proven pretty. They're not flawless. But I have we've used them to refine client pitches. We've used them as sounding boards when it comes to planning. We certainly use them for copy. So from a workflow perspective, I think it's really good. We're encouraging the different stakeholders and leaders in the team to adopt AI again to help in their workflow. So whether it be in data analysis or CRM or again, creative copy generation, we've used it in ad optimization scripts. So for local merchant center, when we have a ton of data and we're trying to make things, we're trying to optimize the data that we show in ad space from GMC. So we've incorporated AI to various degrees of success into our workflows, and I like having the different stakeholders at the agency experiment with different tools. So some people swear by Claude, others, especially in the paid ad side, love Perplexity. So it's a wide array of tools. Actually, I'd be interested, Mo, in knowing what you think of this, because just from offline conversations, I know that you've been a strong adopter of AI in your workflow.
I mean, to a certain degree, we've used it for pretty much everything from writing code to writing copy to planning things, analyzing, large sets of data and being able to triage things. Each one has its strengths and weaknesses. I really haven't played around a lot with Claude. Mostly Gemini and ChatGPT, Notebook LM, and to a certain degree, Perplexity for deep research. And each deep research does different things. So it's a lot of fun playing around with each one. And usually I'll just run the same prompt through all of them at the same time and see, and let them battle it out for which one gives me the best response. And I take what I need from each one. But I can't really say definitively which one is better from, because they keep leapfrogging each other. At one point, one's better than the other, and then they got a new model, and then next thing you know, this one's so much better than the other one. So, you play around with them. In saying that, before we wrap up, quick fire question. If someone is looking to improve their internal process around performance marketing, the fact that there's all of these new tools, where would be the first thing that you would recommend that, let's say, they leverage these new tools to help them out, either scale up or speed things up, improve their process? Like, where would you start with that?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So the first thing I'd look at would be even putting AI aside, is take a deep look at how the pipeline is functioning to drive people, new users to the website, and then what they're doing, what you want them to do on the website. So let's say you're running YouTube ads, search ads, meta ads, TikTok ads, and you're selling, whatever it is, running shoes on your website. So the first step would be to establish what that pipeline looks like, what the different KPIs or key metrics are for each of those stages, and then do the work yourself to see where in that stage you need the most help. So, maybe the flow from, YouTube ads to brand searches to shopping ads, whatever, is really strong. Users are coming to your website, they, at scale and cost effectively. But once they come to your site, you see a big drop off on product page views. So, look at the data, do that analysis yourself, and then use AI to substantiate what you're seeing. Right. So don't go in there blind. Do your own due diligence, have your own narrative, and then use AI as either a sounding board to validate what you see and confirm your diagnosis, or perhaps it'll see something that you don't, and it can add something new to the conversation. But establishing your KPIs first, and then having your own diagnosis or view of what the issue is and what you want to solve is really, really helpful. Don't ask big, broad questions. Zero in on something you want solved specifically. Yep. And then you can use AI to help you solve for that. So you could show it rather than it look at all your ads and give you commentary on video length and CTR and audiences, which might be fine, you can focus AI on the problem that you want to solve, right? That triage or that fire you want to put out. So have it look at your PDPs and give it a critical analysis, right? So, is my page load time really bad? Am I not optimized for mobile? Do I need to add more reviews? Whatever the thing is, right? So it can really focus your work. And then once you deploy those changes, you can then examine and review the deltas in those metrics to see if the action that you took resulted in the prescribed change. If not, go back to the drawing board and use it there. So again, you don't want it to write your whole script for you. You don't want it to be a substitute marketing director for you. Mm-hmm. You need to own that flow. But as a co-pilot, as someone that can, or something that can help you take specific action on a specific front, it can be quite useful.
Absolutely. I think, specificity is key to this whole workflow with AI. So everybody can connect with you on LinkedIn. I put the LinkedIn link, your LinkedIn profile link over there. But Imajery also has a free audit. You want to give us a little bit about that and what people can expect from a free audit from Imajery?
Yeah, absolutely. So connect with me on LinkedIn. Would love to chat. So Imajery audits all the marketing activities that a potential client would ask us to look at. So that would include GA4, your data ecosystem, looking at Google Ads, Meta Ads, TikTok, email. We'll check out your website. We'll do a SWOT analysis, a good old-fashioned business school SWOT analysis, and then we'll come back to you with a list of really firm recommendations on what to do in the short, medium, and long term. No obligation, like most of it, it's free. And then, prospective clients can use that as they will. So, you'll get to see how Imajery works and how we make decisions. And what value we might add. If it aligns with what you want, great. Let's work together. If for whatever reason you're not happy with it, you can shop it around. You can throw it to your internal team. It's no problem. We're happy to have helped in any way. The free audits are dope. You should check it out.
Free audits are dope. You heard it from him. On that note, it was a pleasure talking to you. Lots of insights here. Thanks everybody for joining us today, and we'll catch you on the next one. Everybody, Connect with Sanjay on LinkedIn. Check out his free audit at Imagery. The link is right there, and it'll be in the show notes. And thank you, everybody, and see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Mo. Appreciate it.
Thank
Good chatting with you.